What's cooking? Good looking people of the internet. How you guys doing today? How you folks doing today? Hope you guys having a nice day. For me, day's been good. Life's been pretty good. Sorry for delay. Wanted to do a follow-up video from last week, but been doing a lot of testing. a lot of thinking to just come up with the most optimal Synchron build. And I think this could be it. I mean, again, I play a different version of the deck almost every day just to try and figure out what I like the most. And right now, this is kind of what I'm liking the most. It's a shame because the format really isn't great for Synchrons. Because we're seeing main deck Valor, main deck Imperm, main deck Nibiru, and even main deck Gamma sometimes. And those are 4 of our hardest hand traps to beat. And they're being mained. So it's not the best. Plus, we don't have a super surefire 1-card easy way to put up an Omni Negate before 5 summons. But we do have maybe one of the best cards ever printed in Junk Speeder. And no other archetype has that. So that's our trade-off, I suppose. And being able to have a Speeder Resolve is just, I feel like that's powerful enough to kind of keep it around. Just having a powerhouse card like that. And plus too, we don't care about Bell, we don't care about Meister, we don't care about Droll, we don't care about Ash. We play through Ash like it's nothing with our chain blocking. So that's not really an issue for us, a non-factor. But again, format isn't fantastic for us. But we push on through. We strive through, baby. You know how it is. We ain't backing down. When there's synchros to be summoned, you gotta ready, set, duel. You know how it is. But that's enough. That's enough chit chat. This deck list, I've been doing tons of testing. This is what I think is correct at the moment. And yeah, let's just get right into it. I'll show you guys the build. You guys can check it out. Yeah, we'll do a little theory on it too while we're talking. Without further ado, let's flip this boy around. Let's get to it. And we're back around, baby. We are back around. I'm excited to give you guys this deck list. I think this is, like I said, I think this is correct. I think this stuff is what you should be doing. But like I said, it's ever changing, and I want you guys to be able to take this and then add to it or build on it. Because what's the point of net decking it? Just take it as a skeleton and then insert your own stuff into it. See what you like. And let me know in the comments down below. What do you like? What do you think feels good in here? Because, I'm always down to hear some new spicy tech. All right, let's get started. Deck is 42 cards in the main. We're going to start off 1 quick draw, 3 Stardust Synchron, 3 Junk Synchron, 1 Necro Synchron, and 1 Cyber Synchron. So the reason for these guys, quick draw Synchron comes up actually quite a bit for setting up your hand. So say you open Tuning, Junk Synchron, and a Doppel Warrior. So what you're able to do is you go Tuning, you search the quick draw, and then you quick draw, you discard the Doppel Warrior, so then you have the 2 to grab from grave, so then you can combo off. It comes up quite a bit, I notice. So I just play it for hand setup. Other than that, he's just tribute fodder for Stardust Synchron. Doesn't really do anything else. We can't make him make anything. And there isn't really anything that's worth playing. Maybe Road Warrior, maybe, but that's a bit of a stretch. Then Necro Synchron, really great for modulating level. Plus, we're actually going to use its other effect where it summons a level 1 plant from deck. We're actually using that effect as well to just extend further. And we're doing Cyber Synchron 9 times out of 10. He's doubling his own level, just we have another level 2 to play with. We don't really need a level 1 outside of if we do the Excel Synchron line. The Excel Synchron, send Stardust, Excel with Doppel. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's it for the Synchrons that we play. A little heavier than most people, but I do think this is the correct lineup. You could make an argument for cutting Cybers, but I just think it's correct. Plus the protection. We'll get into this. I got a crazy combo I'm gonna show you guys with where the Cybers comes in clutch. We're playing triple junk converter, triple doppel warrior, triple synchron carrier. These are the best twos. I'm not the biggest fan of Caligo. Like, you could make an argument, play 2 carrier, 1 Caligo. That I could see for sure. Synchron carrier being searchable is fantastic. And he's like the best third card. Like, if you open carrier, Stardust Synchron, and converter, like, being able to get the extra body off a carrier is so nice. It's so cool. A little awkward to use it sometimes because we don't play a 6. You could play a 6 if you wanted to. I opted to not. It definitely comes up more if you do. But, like, again, it's another form of chain block ability too, because that's all we need. That's what we want the most, is we want to be able to just chain block Ash. Don't worry about the Ash. Don't worry about the Gamma. And, like, only have to worry about, like, Imperms, Veilers, and Nibs. Because that's really, like, just we're eliminating factors that could harm us. So that's it for the twos that I play. I think it's a pretty solid lineup. Very, very standard stuff. I mean, the carrier is a little different, but anyway. Now on to the so I'm on some interesting tech. I'm playing 1 Taie, 1 Evil Thorn, 1 Stardust Trail. So we're playing Taie because we're on Yazi right now. So we're playing 1 Taie to summon off the Yazi. I like this better than Mermer. This actually solves one of the biggest, like, peeves I've had with the deck. My biggest problem with Synchrons is that there's no, like, layered interruption. Everything is in the monster zone. There's no searchable back row. Like, you could get the Stardust Trap card. But that one's, like, really terrible. Like, it stops Raigeki maybe. So I'm playing Taie, playing 1 Blackout with it too. Just so then we go into a Chi Shao, search the Blackout. It's so nice having that just layered, like an extra layer to our interruption, so it's not so one-dimensional, our board. As well, Evil Thorn, summon off the Necro. I'm only playing the 1. You don't need the other 2. You could if you wanted. You don't need it. So I'm not going crazy for it. And the 1 Trail, it's a great extender. It comes out to make an extra, like, make a free 8, 7, or 9, like towards, like, the end of a combo, or even like the start, because sometimes you just go like Omega Pass. Happens all too often. Then our Arrive in Light package. We're playing 1 Converging Wills Dragon, 1 Omni Dragon Brotar, and then actually we're searching with the Omni Dragon Brotar Escados. I haven't seen anybody else doing Escados. I don't know why. Like, Escados just wins games. This deck is able to put up all, like, I'd say, like, the top 4, like, the power types, like, like Warrior, Machine, Dragon, Worm. We can put those up no problem. That's our end board. And then you just go, then you summon the Escados, and you just pick one of them, call it, and then boom, your opponent's not playing the game. 9 times out of 10 too. So, like, in, like, a local scenario or, like, a smaller event, like, you just, like, know what you're playing against, and you're just winning off of that. And even in, like, a bigger event, like, just call Machine, call Warrior, like, you're really turning off a lot of your opponent's deck. Like, that's, like, calling Warrior, no, that's deep, no DPE. 90% of the format's DPE pass. So the Escados, absolutely massive. Really, really love this card. Being able to just search off the Brotar, you go Brotar, target the Converging Wills to get the Escados. It's absurd. It's so crazy. And then sometimes you just hard open it, so you don't even have to worry about it. Escados Pass is a really crazy end board, believe it or not. Then for the couple 1-0s, we got the Arrive in Light, the aforementioned Arrive in Light, and the Stardust Illumination. Very standard stuff. Triple tuning. Again, very, very standard. Just, one of the best searches in the game. Search Junk Synchron, Mill Doppel Warrior off the top. When you're good, you're good. Triple Synchro Overtake. Quick Launch for Junk Synchron. We take it. We can't go wrong with it. Sometimes, your best play, normal summon Junk Converters, special out the Junk Synchron. It's a nice card to have. Kind of unfortunate that we lose an extra deck space because this extra deck is so goddamn tight, but we have to do it. You can't say no to it. Then we got one Rhoda, one Reborn, one Call By. That's it for kind of like our utility spells. Then we're on one Blackout because it, again, like I said before, the layered interruption, absolutely crazy. And then because the format is so hand trap dense, we're on 3 Crossout, and our targets are going to be Imperm, Nib, Veiler. You can put in the Ash if you want. Ash can come up sometimes if you have a bad hand that can't chain block. But this is what I find works for me. I just want to, those are our big 3 no buenos. So being able to just stop those is just really nice. Yeah, kind of unfortunate that we have to play this right now. Scythe isn't as bad as it was a couple weeks ago. I've noticed the format starting to shift away from it for the best. It's still out there, so don't get caught with your pants down. My locals, my area isn't super Scythe heavy, so I'm not too afraid of it. But like I said, so better be prepared, Never get caught lacking. And yeah, so that's it for our main deck, extra deck. Well, I got some changes in the extra deck. I'll explain it, okay? So 1 Double Star Shaman, card's too good. 1 Herald of the Arclight, card's too good. Speeder, Excel, Garden Rose, Yazi, Chi Shell, Crystal Wing, Omega, Junk Destroyer, Wolf Riot, Barone, the Duke, Satellite, and Majestic. Okay. Let me break it down. So you may notice there's no Librarian and there's no Cupid Pitch. With this build, so I'm not saying you can't make Librarian, you can't make Cupid Pitch, it's impossible. It's totally possible. You can make anything in this build. I just find the Cupid Pitch is unnecessary, doesn't come up as often as I would like. And the Librarian, it just feels greedy going into Librarian. It doesn't feel good. It just feels like I'm just drawn into cards. And considering how this build isn't playing a ton of things that you really want to draw into, it's kind of unnecessary. And I know Librarian is a fantastic synchro monster, and being able to just draw 8 is really good. Don't get me wrong. But I just think it's a greedy option, and you don't need to do it. I'm playing. So yeah, that's that. Don't crucify me, please. For the rest of them, Omega, I want to cut Omega, but he just comes up too much. You can't cut him. Wolf Riot, so you play a 6 or you play a 9 in this spot. I chose to play a 9. I play in Wolf Riot. You can play Shen Shen too, but I just find sometimes if you make a Shen Shen, it's a little hard for you to come back if they break the board, and you just kind of banish too much stuff. And at the time that you make the Shen Shen too, you do kind of lose some integral pieces. But if you don't really care about that, putting up Shen Shen is just wild, especially this format. Shen Shen's so good. Against half the decks can't really play through it. Once you have if you have 2 Omnis and a Shen Shen, it's kind of GG's unless they open Droplet. Oh, gotta love that card. Barone, still expensive, still really, really good though. Can't go wrong with it. We got the Duke. This card's crazy. The Duke is so crazy, man. Yeah, I can't even believe it. Uh, like putting this up against like Dragon Link or like any deck that's like banishing really. He is just like so man, I can't tell you the amount of times that he's just coming clutch that I'm just like okay, non-target, banish one on the field, one in the grave. Like while they're trying to combo, and then it's just such a great interruption. Plus he gets so massive too. With like him reducing and increasing his own attack, he gets huge, man. So going into him, it's just really great. Like, you know, big body with protection, just going for the beats. Satellite, can't go wrong with Satellite. Chi Shell, that's my target for the Taiye for the Yazi play. You could do other stuff with the Yazi too. This is what I like. Like, I know a lot of people are doing Mare right now. It's okay. Mare's okay. Mare is really good if you end up having more cards to extend further in your hand. But that, like, we're playing that card to rely on our hand having more extenders in it, which isn't always the case. So that's why I'm not really the biggest fan of it. Otherwise, you know, if you wanted to go for the Mare route, because like you could do some wild stuff, like you change up the extra deck, you play like Martial Metal Marcher and stuff, and just climb with like the Mare to end on something after you get nibbed. Honestly, I just kind of, if I get nibbed, I get nibbed. If they got it, they got it. What can I say? At the very worst, we're ending on a Chi Shao Blackout, which I like a little better. But then again, like, you know, into every matchup, it's different. Everybody has their own preferences. You do what you got to do. And yeah, that's it for the main deck. Very, actually, I wouldn't say very standard extra deck. I'd say it's a little different. No Librarian, no Cupid. Don't really need them. And then I'll show you the side quick. Crimson Blader. This is the 16th card for the extra deck. Like, it's like this or Omega, and I just can't bring myself to cut the Omega. This comes up so much. Being able to make this and like just locking your opponent out of playing the game, because like half the decks are on like synchro decks. So this just kills synchro decks. Triple Prohibition. You just go like Prohibition, call, nib, or depending on like how your hand is, if you open the cross out with this, you go like Prohibition, call, Droplet. And so then you can just play the game again, or like even Dark Ruler, whatever you feel like you need. Triple Exchange, just so we can rip the hand traps. Like, it's like anti-hand trap. Like, what are they going to do with a Synchron card in our hand? Nothing really. Like, there's nothing really in the deck that they can extend with, and they probably don't know the right targets to take out. 2 Twins and a Duster can never be too lax on back row decks, because once you are, that's when you end up having to face 60 card Eldritch. Triple Dark Ruler, double Evenly, just for breaking boards. Evenly also comes up too against like decks like Eldritch, where you just want to like get rid of their back row so they get no advantage off of it. Yeah, not standard. I've also been trying to get some copies of Salesban to mess around with those. I think being able to play, like, if you can play like 6 Prohibition instead of 3 Prohibition, like, you know, I think that's pretty good. Even if it is just for a turn, it's like you don't have to worry about nib ever again. So I think it's always worth it. Yeah. And yeah, that's it for the main. You know, I think I'm gonna show you guys. I'll show you a quick little combo tutorial on what this deck's optimal end board looks like, and it's 1.5 card combo. Converter, any tuner in your hand, gets you full board. So yeah, let me get her set up. I can show you guys the combo. All right, here we go. Quick little combo tutorial to show you how to do it. So you need converter, any tuner, and any discard, and that does it for you. That'll get you there. So first off, let's go converter effect. We'll discard itself and the Stardust. We're going to grab ourselves Junk Synchron from the deck. Normal summon junk synchron, effect on summon, target the converter. Special them out. Then we go synchro summon for 5 for speeder in the main monster zone. Chainlink 1 speeder, chainlink 2 converter, target the junk synchron. Let's bring them back, and then let's get all the dudes from the deck. Got Cybers, we got Necro, and we got Stardust. Okay. Gang's all here. Stardust effect on summon, gonna grab us the Arriving Light from the deck, which we shall promptly activate, which will let us stack the Converging Wills on the top of our deck. We're gonna go Synchro 8, because right here, like, you know, maybe our opponent is long conning the nib, who knows? So we go into Crystal Wing. Effect the Converging Wills on summon, we draw a card. No way, we top deck Converging Wills Dragon. That's so crazy. Summon him out, and because we control level 8 or higher dragon, we can summon out the Brotar. Brotar effect on summon, target the Converging Wills. We'll discard a card to add Escados from deck to hand. You see where this is going. Necro Synchron effect will target the Converging Wills, will increase its level by 2, making it a 3. Then we'll sync 5 into Garden Rose Maiden, because we get nibbed here. Then we kind of have some sort of, we can bring back the Crystal Wing. You know what I mean? Like if they go like Nib Veil or Nib Gamma, whatever. Next, we're going to go Synchro 10 into Baron de Fleur. Now, I'm going to say, this combo, it all depends how you sequence it. You can sequence it in a way where whatever you want to call, you put in the extra monster zone, okay? So like the type that you want to call with Escados. Because the monster in the extra monster zone is going to be protected by Cyber Synchron's effect. So when you go Escados effect to declare, Escados will pop all cards on the field, and then the player can summon cards of that type. Like it'll pop all cards with that type that you declare. So you can go effect Engrave of Cyber Synchron, banish to protect. So let's say that we want to call Warrior with Cyber Synchron, okay? So we're going to sequence it. We're going to put the Baron in the extra monster zone. All right. Necro Synchron effect, he's going to special out level 1 plant from deck. Let's get the Evil Thorn. Let's go Cyber Synchron effect, target himself, double his level, make him a level 2. Cybers plus Garden Rose, make a 7. Going to Yazi. We're going to go Baron effect, pop the Yazi. Yazi effect, summon Taye. Taye effect will banish the Yazi. Get ourselves a token. Oh, let me grab a token. And then we will sync 8 into Chi-Xiao. Chi-Xiao effect on summon. We're going to grab the blackout to our hand. And just like that, we are already there. So we're going to go Garden Rose. We'll banish to summon the Crystal Wing from our grave. Then we'll go Crystal Wing plus the Converging Wills. Make Shooting Majestic. And now here, if we have the Trail, you contribute the Evil Thorn to summon out the Stardust, then you get the Trail, and you can make an additional 8. Because we don't, we're not gonna. So instead, we go Escados effect. We'll banish the Converging Wills, the Necro Synchron, and I guess the Junk Synchron. This be 3 different types. Could be whatever you want, honestly. Those are the 3 I'll go with. Summon out the Escados. We'll go Escados effect, declare Warrior, and then we'll use Cyber Synchron's effect to replace the destruction. Then we set the blackout. And now look at this. Now that's a board, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Omni Negate and Banish with Shooting Majestic. We got the Omni Negate Destroy. We've got the Imperm-like effect of Chi-Xiao. A blackout. So after we spend the Chi-Xiao, you usually want to use Chi-Xiao's effect first. Just so then you don't, because you don't want to lose the value of having to pop it, then pop 2 without getting the negate off with it. So just to kind of keep the value there, you want to use Chi Xiao's negate first. Then we have Blackout, so we can pop the Chi Xiao and 2 cards they control, plus the Escados, where they're probably not playing the game through that, if we call correctly. And yeah, even if your opponent's on machines, like, oh, well, we didn't end on machine, you can go start a Synchron effect, tribute this, summon himself out, and now you can call machines. So look at that. We ended on Dragon, Warrior, Worm, and Machine. Those are probably the 4 most played types right now in the game. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. It took me a lot of time to figure out this combo, these lines, and just, oh, man. Oh, man. I really do hope you guys enjoy. Oh, this was so taxing. But this, I feel, is pretty optimal for the build. You could play more extenders if you want. You could play E-Telly if you want. If you don't want to play Crossout, don't play Crossout. The Barone is necessary. Thankfully, it's the only expensive card in the deck, so you don't have to worry about that. Like everything else in this deck is excruciatingly budget, so it shouldn't be anything you have to worry about. Better than that, can this deck really stand up today? I think it can. It's really hard because we can't use a lot of the good stuff that other decks can use right now. We're not getting great value. I've seen lists with the Brave token stuff. Not a fan of them. I don't think this deck kind of needs the normal summon. And the only way it works with the Brave stuff is if you open a terminal amount of extenders. And I guess if you want, you could play more extenders and stuff. I just don't think it's worth it, personally. When you have access to such a great card like Junk Converter, oh, it's a -1. No, but it sets you up so nice. It sets up your whole Junk Synchron line. Having access to a card like that is so crazy. It's just not getting any value out of it. It's kind of weird. Yeah, you could play the Souls package. I've been testing that. The Souls package feels really nice in this deck. Being able to just spin back, because we are playing a couple more Garnets with the Taie, with the Evil Thorn. Being able to just go Illusion of Chaos, put it back in the deck, feels really nice. Really great stuff. Yeah. Other than that, I think this is a really great iteration of the deck. I really do think it can stand on its own 2 feet. A little die roll reliant, not gonna lie, but I think a lot of the decks are these days. It's just who can build their board the widest, the fastest, and I do think this is one of the best boards that we can put up. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really do appreciate the views. I appreciate it a lot if you could hit the subscribe button or hit a like. Anything helps, drop a comment down below. Let me know, how do you feel about this deck? What are you doing in your deck that differs from mine? And yeah, just overall feedback. It's all I can really ask. Thanks so much. You guys have a wonderful day. Deuces.